Hey boys and girls, this is Miss Bratcher, and I just wanted to read you one of the stories from my little book I have here. These are 3-minute stories, Best Loved Tales, and the story I picked out for you today is called Stone Soup. And I couldn't help but think about this story because it's been so cold. The past few days I have been freezing, and so I thought this story about this delicious stone soup would be just the trick to help warm us up today. A traveling man walked along a dirt road. He had a feather in his hat and a smile on his face. His name was Jack Grand, and he was a rat-a-tat man. A rat-a-tat man could do all sorts of things. He could tumble, dance, walk on his hands, yodel, hum, drum, sing, whistle, and whittle. He even knew some riddles. Despite the fact that he could do many things, sometimes he was hungry. "There must be something to eat around here," he said. Jack Grand continued down the road until he reached a small town. He knocked on the first door he found. Jack stepped back behind the stone gate. "May I help you?" asked the young woman. "Hello," he said. "I'm Jack Grand. I can tumble, I can dance, I can walk on my hands. I'll do a few tricks to pay for a meal." "I'm sorry," said the woman. "I have no money for a rat-a-tat man. I only have a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Try next door." Jack hurried to the next house. He knocked on the door. A man answered. Jack swooped his hat from his head. "May I help you?" asked the man. "Hello," he said. "I'm Jack Grand. I can yodel, I can hum, I can play the drum. I'll do a few tricks to pay for a meal." "I'm sorry," said the man. "I have no money for a rat-a-tat man. I only have a head of garlic. Ask next door." Jack did. He knocked on every door in the village. He swooped his hat from his head. He bowed low to the ground. Nobody had enough food to share. One woman had only potatoes. Her neighbor had only a few carrots. One family had only some bacon. Another family had only a handful of beans. Jack sighed and set off down the road. He walked along for a while. He no longer had a smile on his face. He decided to sit down and rest. He saw a stone. This stone was not like the other stones in the road. This stone gave Jack an idea. Jack knocked on the first door in the village. "I know you have no food to share," Jack said, "but do you have a big pot I could borrow?" "A big pot?" asked the woman. "I'm going to make stone soup," Jack said. "Stone soup?" she asked. Jack nodded. In a moment, the woman returned with a big pot. Jack carried the big pot to the village square. He filled it with water and carefully lit a fire underneath. When the water was boiling, Jack dropped the stone into the pot. The pot bubbled and brewed. Jack tasted the soup. "Is it good?" asked the woman. "Yes," said Jack. "Actually, it is very good. It would only be better with a little salt and pepper." "Not much, just a little." "Salt and pepper?" she asked. "I have salt and pepper." The woman ran to her cottage as fast as she could. She returned with a salt shaker and a pepper mill. Jack sprinkled the salt and pepper into the pot. He stirred. The pot bubbled and brewed. Jack tasted the soup. The man next door came out of his cottage. "Is it good?" asked the man. "Yes, it's good," said Jack. "It would only be better with a little garlic." "Not much, just a little." "Garlic?" the man asked. "I have garlic." The man ran home and returned with a head of garlic. By this time, the entire village had gathered around Jack. "It's actually good," Jack said. "It would only be better if—" "If what?" asked the villagers. "Potatoes," said Jack. A woman ran to get potatoes. "A bit of bacon, some carrots," said Jack, "and some beans." The villagers ran off to get the food. Jack threw it all into the pot and stirred. Jack tasted the soup. "Is it good?" everyone asked at once. "Yes," said Jack, "and it's done." Everyone ate until the pot was empty. Empty, that is, except for the white stone. Jack tumbled, danced, walked on his hands, yodeled, hummed, played a drum, sang, whistled, and whittled. He even told some riddles. When he was done, he waved to the villagers. Jack walked for a while. He saw a rock. It was shiny and black. He picked it up and put it in his pocket. "It's actually perfect," Jack said, "for making rock stew." And that's the end of the story of Stone Soup.